Today, my Betta sorority and collection of very timid, peaceful, pacifistic Gourami are going to get rehomed. In the previous video, I showed you how I finished this landscaped tank, and right next to it is a 35 by 35 by 35. I've had it partially landscaped, filled it with water, and then thrown in items that contain a lot of the bacteria so I can set up the building of this tank and then put the fish in almost immediately. And I've got leftovers from the previous builds in the old apartment. I've got some wood here and some other plants that couldn't fit into this tank. At the same time, I've got all of this left over and some new plants down at the bottom to use and landscape with over there. Oh look, I left a snail in there by accident. So we're going to have a flat surface, lots of space for planting, and then it will slope up for some of the taller grass. And then you can see I've already got the black paper. Look at this beauty. This should have gone in the big tank. I'm going for more of a forest vibe, with a forest look as you go back and then a grassland at the front. Something with lots more hiding spaces for bettas, because you kind of need them not to have line of sight of one another. Again, you've got the slope, the larger trees, the larger plants at the back, and then the sort of forest effect at the front. And then hopefully we can fill this front here with grass. Probably should have done this in the beginning, but I could fit the filter in. What I'm doing now then is transferring as much of this water as I can into this tank so that the fish don't need to acclimate as much as they would do if it was a brand new, freshly cycled tank. Why didn't I think of that earlier? I've tried to put the big plants in 3 corners of the tank, so you've got this open space. Otherwise, the Betta won't really get on well, and I want them to hide so that they can get away from one another, because they can be quite territorial. You'll notice that I've put the flat growing plants so that it gives these ones at the front, the grass type, a chance to grow. There's a couple of sneaky snails that are already in there. There was one swimming around somewhere before. There he is, he's landed now. It's that red one, just there. Otherwise, by accident, I've kind of recreated the forest moon of Endor. You can't really see it with the camera, but there's quite a lot of depth going on here. So hopefully it does provide lots of little nooks and crannies for the betta fish to habit together with. We've got quite a few of them, you can see them. I need to carefully take those out, and we've got loads of little orange tetras and 1 Lampeyes. Once everything's settled, I will buy some more. But in this tank, we have lots of this kind of plant grass. I need to take that out so I can get at the fish and the snails that are all in there that I have to safely transfer into here. Okay. Yeah. Even though this lamp is about $100 US, and this one was about 15. This light keeps these floating plants alive, whereas in my experience, putting the ones that grow in the previous tank in the bathroom in the old house and putting them in the big tank in the living room, they would sort of die, develop holes like this. You see how it's changed? Only takes a sec. So So look at that, it's barely pink on the end here. That's very good. I'm going to use a cup to let the flow of water suck them in. Bettas aren't very good against the stream anyway, so I should be able to catch them and then just put them in rather than use a net. And I don't like using nets really, so we'll see how this goes, eh? So we got one of the females. And immediately the Gourami on the other tank are interested. There we go, that's 2. Because of course they can't see the glass, can they? Whoop. There we go. This is my only dwarf Gourami. Yeah, they can't see it, see? Got him. Got her. This is whoa, okay. That is a flame Gourami. Hey, got him. Oh, I got 2 of them. There we go. Oh, the little buggers jumped out. Okay, well, you do you. This is the one that jumped out. I got him back. I win. I win. Screw you. You get a nice new home. There is the last Betta. The reason why these Gourami are not in this tank is because these ones are more ferocious. I have 3 different species of Gourami for this tank, and they're all very passive and they're okay together, and the Bettas don't bother them either. And away we go. And this is a pearl Gourami. You would think that this one would be the dwarf because it is the smallest. And I've got 4 of these. So I'm going to have to be careful here. Whoop. Right, that was quick. I got the Lampeyes. Sorry, 2 more orange Tetras. Watch them go to their friends. There we go. You notice that the Lampeyes is shoaling with them. There we go. Okay. There are 3 more Gourami in here, would you believe? Look how much water we've got. We haven't got that much. You're still spectating? Huh? Wondering what's going on? Time for the net. Sorry, come on. Just get in the net. After all of that, they're in. I've just got to get the rest of the snails out and then I can get that tank off the kitchen table. Can you see it? There's 2 of them. They're baby snails of a different species. Look at that. They're like little ice cream cones. Okay, I got it. I found it. The last one. Oop. Okay. Look at this lucky guy. He's got 4 girlfriends. He has a little harem, but he only has eyes for 1. The first female Betta I brought into the tank. He doesn't care about the others. You can see the Gourami paying attention. Look outside. I'm still doing it. I'll show you a trick. If you put some vegetables or something inside the fish tank, it will attract the remaining snails or any snails in your fish tank. It's like flypaper. You catch all the remaining snails. So I'll just wash those off. Oh my god, what's happening? Why? And in the morning, any other stragglers, hopefully I'll catch them. And then I can clean this out because I'm sure there's nothing left in this tank. So I'm giving them a 3rd chance. While we're doing tips, I've got a bunch of bananas here. They're all green, so they're full of probiotics or prebiotics. I can't remember. Until they turn yellow, and then it's mostly carbohydrates. How do I get to eat them if they're all green, but I eat them like over a period of days? I'll show you how. Skin them, and then freeze them before they start to go black. As simple as that. And how is this related to fish? It isn't really, but snails, again, love banana. Try not to listen to these guys. Look at them. They're eager to get fed. We are still talking about the nano tank with the Bettas and the Gouramis. Everyone seems happy. The banana, see, is a great success. And a beetroot left overnight in the tank has worked. There are 1, 2, 3,
4, 5 more snails. That's gotta be it. All aboard. Last call.
Put it all in.
Where was the other one? There, see? And the other one is here.
Feeding time. I've let things settle in here. No, all the fish survived, it's fine. But what I did promise myself is, because I have one Lampeye fish, one tiny little Lampeye fish that's all alone, I said, if everything's okay, then I will buy more Lampeye fish to give him some company, because it's a shoaling fish, so he might be stressed. But in the process, my dwarf Gourami, I haven't seen it. It's somewhere in there. And I thought, you know what, I've only got one. His friend died, and I have 2 more. So we're going to put these in and see what the reaction is. Bettas seem curious, for sure. Now they are smaller, so they're roughly the same size as the other Gourami in the tank. Remember, we've got the flame Gourami, the red ones, and then we've got the pearl Gourami, which are the yellow ones. Now for the Lampeye. Okay, let's see if he pays attention to these fish. Ooh. The Bettas are very curious. Okay, they'll probably find each other, hopefully. There you go, look at that. My one is the biggest one, so that's how I can tell them apart. They are very fragile, our Lampeyes. They don't seem as organized as the Tetras when it comes to shoaling. We'll give them a feed to welcome them, and then we'll call it a video. So thank you for watching. There he is. Can you see? There's his fins right there. Well, it's been a month and I'm unhappy to report that I've had a few deaths. The clip that I showed you before, you see the little blue fin at the end, the back of the tank, that dwarf Gourami actually died. So I've just got the 2 new ones that I bought. And a flame died, but interestingly, I noticed I had one because I couldn't find the other one for a day or 2. Never found the body. The snails must have had it like instantly. And the Lampeyes have slowly died, so I've only got 4 left. They seem to be very fragile fish, and I'm not going to buy any more. I'm not going to restock that particular species. Instead, I'm going to go with a different kind of tetra. And the tetras, the orange tetras that I have here, they're all okay. I do have some new additions to the tank. I bought 2 shrimp, which are called bamboo shrimp, and they've already had their first molt and survived. Usually such animals get stressed. I'm not surprised if you've got Bettas that are trying to hog the camera, but yeah, they're pretty good. The pearl Gourami, the little yellow ones, they're okay. Never had a problem with them. So the deaths related to the other fish, I can't explain. Just seems to be based on that particular species, and a lot of plant growth. Everything else is doing really well and is really healthy, apart from the all the bodies of the snails that have died over the past month through old age, because I do feed them bananas, remember? Importantly, all the fish are getting on. They seem to ignore each other. If they're not the same species, then they don't really care. So that's kind of interesting. They, the Bettas fight amongst themselves. The Gourami fight amongst themselves, but they don't fight each other. And the male Gourami, for all of his reputation, well, actually, for the reputation of betta fish in general, they are, for the most part, just entirely passive fish who get on well. They're great tank mates. So I look forward to another video somewhere down the line where I can make an even bigger tank, make room for an even bigger tank, and then just fill it with more Betta and more Gourami. Because to me, out of the 2 tanks, this one that I'm pointing at, but you can't see the reflection, this one is the more interesting of the two tanks, especially with the 3 different types of snails, the bamboo shrimp, and then all the little shoaling fish as well. So at some point I would like to have the aggressive fish kind of die out, and then all the passive fish jump in the big tank, or an even bigger tank. Okay, that's enough from me. This is my hobby. I'm glad that you're interested and you want to share in whatever I share. And I'll see you in another video somewhere down the line, okay? I've got to go now. Bye.